Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
MJ in the house, Marty Jannetty.
A brand new Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty is next. Tickets are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s WrestleFest, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Mass. Wrestling fans, it's time to rock. WWE legend Marty Jannetty of the Rockers returns for 3 big nights, Wednesday, September the 1st through Friday, September the 3rd. Marty will be taping historical Wrestling Insider episodes, live specials, in-cyber autograph signings, support wrestling superstars, pre-order autographed 8x10s now over at bostonwrestling.com. This September, get your sunglasses ready. It's time to party with Marty.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. Dan Marty, Marty Jannetty here as we continue to soak up the sun in this great summer we're having after, at least for us in Boston, a long cold winter.
Remember, this is August.
It is. Feel the heat, just like SummerSlam. Vince is headed to Las Vegas.
Here. It is different here. It's not like Georgia. Y'all don't get snow here in August.
No.
Or do you?
No.
No.
Once in a blue moon in May.
They call it the last snow because remember John Nord, our boy, Minneapolis people call it the last snow. And it happens like, late, like May.
And sometimes we even had a big snowstorm on Halloween about 10 years ago.
You cut your hair.
No.
Or you have
Our good friends at Noel Salon did, now on Green Street in Melrose, noelsalon.com, but no, I have not cut my hair.
It looks good. They're
Well,
nice
thank
and
you.
tight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We got to do that tonight, don't we?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I don't.
Ain't showing.
All right, as we continue to roll through, the year was the World Wrestling Federation in 1990, the July Saturday night's main event. It was a big one. It was the Rockers going for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship with Demolition. Omaha, Nebraska, I believe. See, I may need the cheat sheets because right now, since we have no help, I don't have anyone to put the camera on you, but see, I can't read it. My vision is so bad.
We own our own today.
We are on, at least for now. At least for now. They retain the titles with the we're going to argue about that again. That was yesterday. Well, previous
still
episodes.
The same, one title.
Not only did the Hart Foundation get involved, but what's that now?
Did you want to?
Oh no, I have mine, but I try not to put them on the camera. I'm very self-conscious about just about everything.
Me too.
You never.
You look fresh, man. What'd you do?
It must be the Hawaiian shirt. I don't know.
That's Hawaiian.
I just need to go to Hawaii. Yeah.
Would you go? Would that be in Hawaiian?
So anyway, you lost the Demolition, and then not only did you have to be saved by one team, but you were saved by 2 tag teams. Both the Hart Foundation and the Legion of Doom came to your rescue. Do you think that was a little much for 2 guys to have to be saved by 4?
According to what the hell story they were trying to make out of that. But, I mean, you can't be more protected than that crew. It was like, yeah. And, too, after you do, you did matches yourself. You done.
Work matches?
Yeah.
No.
Never?
Never, no.
Well, you need to do one. That way you know what they're going through.
Well, I have a great respect for what they're going through, but I think my body has been through enough. I don't need the grind to take in bumps.
Don't do a hard one. But so we were saying, yeah, you need to do it once.
You think I should go do it once?
Curious?
What's that now?
You're not even curious?
When I was younger, I wanted to.
Not now.
But then, you know what it was? I think Tony Rumble put me to work doing behind-the-scene things. When I got involved with Ed Cohen in WWF,
okay, I got you.
I was doing behind-the-scene things. When we started my own, when we started Boston Wrestling MWF, what was I going to do? Go start
20 years
train to wrestle and make myself the champion like every other person that does it?
Happy. A lot of times people
when this goes well, I'm happy doing this.
When it goes well.
When it goes well.
You know what happened today?
Oh, boy.
I'm not gonna
You know what? Oh, you son of a gun.
We besties. Besties, how you say it?
Besties?
Yeah. I mean,
what was
I'm
it?
gonna keep best friends, but I got a new best friend.
Well, I'm going to have to cheat, folks, because again, we have no technical help.
Let
We
me
had
read.
taping this
Charlie's
on.
gonna try to come.
Oh, is he going to try and
He
come?
said he's going,
He's
yeah.
going to try and come. All right. Well,
Well, if I find my phone, what'd you do?
well, I'll text him on the commercial
where's
break,
my
and we'll
phone?
see. Dude, where's my phone? But I mean, did you think it hurt the team at all to have to be saved by so many people?
Oh, you talking about which one, Hearts or?
Both the Hart Foundation and the Legion of Doom had to come to your rescue.
Man, they didn't come no. It hurt us. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't get a finish. You know, it was always run in or disqualification. And you know what? Even the boys, I guess it's okay to tell the truth.
Sure.
The boys even hated doing it for us. Like, we run in to help them. We look like assholes, right? They're like Anvil said that one time. We run in to save the Rockers. We look like assholes.
Why would that make you look like an
Because
asshole?
if you're double teaming, you're getting on. It's the Rockers versus whoever would be.
It was you guys in Demolition.
Yeah.
And then after the match, the Hots and then the Legion of Doom came out to save you.
Oh,
from
but
them.
I shouldn't have been. I was just trying to give it, for the heel baby faces to come out, made it 2-on-1, 2 teams against 1, made them heel-ish.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah. Well,
bet.
in that under those circumstances, yeah, it did kind of make sense. It was also
That man, beautiful hat though.
beautiful hat.
Is that
Yeah.
the Atlanta one?
The Woo Sox, the Boston Red Sox new farm team in Worcester, Massachusetts. I can't wait to see that park, being the baseball guy that I am. But it was also the return of the Hulkster after a few months. Were the boys happy to have Hogan back as he was getting ready to set up his big match with Earthquake at SummerSlam?
Probably.
Probably.
Well, you know why? The house attendance. And but remember back then you got paid
Right
off.
on that, right.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what, man? Hulk was. I think I've told it on this show before. Hulk was. I love him to. I mean, yes, he has all that money, but he still. There's a lot of guys got all that money. Do not invite you to come there if you live in Orlando. Come down, bring your girl, bring your friends. Make sure it's close friends because they're gonna see something then they shouldn't repeat. And it's a party, and that meant coming down Clearwater.
Hogan invited you over to the mansion?
More than once.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah. I got pictures. I'll send them to you so you can
Insert
if
them,
you
yeah.
stop getting mad at me.
I really wasn't. Well, maybe a little.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
But yeah,
Mad at the situation, not the person. How about that?
I'm good with that. All right. But yeah, Hogan, man, he used to invite all the Florida guys to his house, and though he would rent, I guess you call it rent, about 3 levels.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, did he
Beautiful.
own it, or you said he rented it?
Maybe he paid for it. It was like it's white, solid white, with the windows on each deck black. Sorry about my voice. Dan kicked me out of the house yesterday. But oh man, it was beautiful, and you rent it. It goes by hours. You buy 3 hours, and we Tampa Bay. What we did is circle around. So every time you looked out, it's like, man, we widen the ocean. You ain't nowhere. Tampa's right there. But he did that. A lot of the guys didn't, and a lot of other guys that didn't like Hulk. He invited everybody, mostly in Florida because it's right there. You invite the guys from Minneapolis. How we gonna get there?
That would be a long flight just to
Yeah,
get on for a 3-hour boat ride. Yeah.
But he was good to people. We talked about that on episode 223.
223, is that what it was?
No, not sure.
And we got
No, go
another
ahead.
another fly here in the studio to annoy us.
Again?
I can't get over it. They keep leaving the door open and the flies come in.
Right there. You didn't lock the door last night.
Like,
Fly swatter, I just picked it up at the flea market today. Swear to God, it's huge. I'm gonna get it.
all right.
Yeah, because
We need backup. Thank you.
We'll get one one time.
Also on that show, Rick Rude lost to the Ultimate Warrior via disqualification. That set up their SummerSlam steel cage match. Mr. Perfect with the victory over Tito Santana, who he defeated in that very boring Intercontinental title tournament we talked about. But it was also an interesting day.
It wasn't boring.
It was very boring
Was it?
and uneventful. The debut of the Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich over Playboy Buddy Rose. Your memories early on of Kerry Von Erich. Did you know him before
I love
WWF?
Kerry. Yeah, Kerry's one of the most fun people, and he's like being you. You're a cut up. People, y'all don't know about Dan. He likes to cut up in a good way. He's not gonna cost you money. You know, meaning like he ain't gonna burn your wallet, but he might lock it to the roof. Fun. In a prank, don't cost the person
Ribs.
that got or ribs. Yeah, don't cost the person you ribbed money. This guy right here, sweet and innocent. Nah, he does things. But
I've always been a prankster. There's no denying that.
oh, how can you not love doing that? And y'all got long out. Well, I'm thinking about New York people. Down in New York, we had a look at that. Look at
Wow, that really is big.
yeah. That's a bird's
I
water.
think Marty needs that. Yeah.
Yeah, down here.
Don't knock over the Fairball pop.
Oh yeah. Where is he? Is he coming?
No, he's busy with the Fabo children.
Oh, that's
At least a few of them. All right, so now you have a weapon, Marty.
Right, and that's how big some of the birds. They're called mosquitoes. State bird. It's a state bird here.
So did you know Kerry Von Erich before WWF?
Very well.
Before WWF?
Yeah,
How did you know him?
Well, remember I told you we watched hour matches with him and Ric Flair in St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't know him really well then. St. Louis
not
really wasn't even
well.
a territory.
No. Got to know him really well because he partied.
I think that's an understatement. Kerry was one of the elite, was he not?
He came into St. Louis, Kill Auditorium, no, big time wrestling fans know that, the Kill, because you know that's epic. He would show up, if it started, he was the main event with Ric Flair, right? If it started at 8 o'clock or 7, whatever, an hour late, and we're supposed to be there an hour early, but he would still show up an hour late. One time he showed up with just panties.
In just panties?
Well, he was what he brought. He was a good-looking dude with great body. He was one of them guys.
Well,
Shawn tried to copy him by when you take your top off, the girls go ah. But that's if you look like Kerry, right? But Kerry he got a big pop, and he knew how to work it.
But what do you mean he showed up in panties?
Well, he was a little bit late. The Kill Auditorium in St. Louis. Pat O'Connor was the booker, and he showed up. He forgot to put his overtights.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Well,
I wouldn't call them panties, but
Well, what they look like?
well,
Yeah.
under tights would probably have been the phrase I would have used, but
And that same, it might not have been the same night, but let me tell this and we get a story. Remember Colonel DeBeers?
oh yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that was big time for us because we learned from him. So much experience. He was with the Fly, not that Fly. Where is it? But
He'll be around. Yeah, he had a big
yeah.
feud in AWA with Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, that saved us and still pinned us down. But if it wouldn't have been for that, shit, it'd have been on me and Nick Bockwinkel. But so, what?
Nothing. No, keep
You
going.
don't like Nick Bockwinkel?
No, I do like Nick Bockwinkel.
What
Well, I
happened to
did
him?
like Nick Bockwinkel.
What happened to him one
Well,
night?
he passed away. Oh, you're talking about
Oh, my
the
God, bro.
well,
And you threw the worst
the
replacement.
fire alarm story, yeah, when he had to crawl down the hallway.
But man, this is a big. Come on, he flies. But we was what we was talking
Kerry
about?
Von
AWA.
Erich. Kerry.
Oh yeah, in St. Louis. He had a worse problem than me with his ankle. From here down, your foot. I don't know if y'all know this. Your foot ain't one piece. It connects right here, the back half to the front half. That'd be half, right?
I guess, yeah.
And Kerry, a motorcycle wreck. This is all we knew, motorcycle wreck. And Colonel DeBeers, he was in a match with Colonel DeBeers. And we watching, we young, we trying to learn. And Colonel DeBeers did the post thing, when you pull the legs on each side, you gonna nut them up. He nutted him, but he didn't like it. It wasn't good enough. He took that one leg, like these side posts, tear that knee out. And the boot come off, and half his foot was in the boot. Yep. In front of Keel held at that time, about 17,000. So 17,000 people see Colonel Beer looking at it, and he panicked. He was like, and he's a veteran. We're learning from him, right? And he looks at it. He goes, "He threw it down."
Well, he had lost part of his foot in a motorcycle
Yeah.
accident, right?
Yeah.
So it was a fake foot that was in the boot.
A half of it,
Yeah, right.
Wooden.
Oh, it was wooden, really? That
Yeah,
must have been
'cause
uncomfortable.
I was asking about termites, and he didn't know what a termite was.
But
So
I mean,
started to tell him
how
about-
would you have
I
an
started
athletic
to-
wrestling match with your foot rubbing up against wood?
That's how good he is. Because he was a great athlete, man. Kerry, I think one of the best. But like you said, though, but he wouldn't tell none of us. He had to that night. We knew he had ankle problems, but he wouldn't tell us, you know.
He'd kind of put on his boots in privacy? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
And wouldn't tell us, but when that happened, he had
Colonel DeBeers must have been...
Yeah, he was traumatized.
Shocked.
What do you
How
do?
would you not
Look,
be?
Look, you're going to hit on the poster. There's a foot. What do you do? And you can see it too. He like threw it down. You can see it.
How did the match end at that point?
I don't remember because we were in the back laughing. That's not a funny thing. It was just laughing about how crazy the wrestling world is.
Did he get the boot back to put on to go back to
I
the
think
locker
so, 'cause
room?
they had to work the next night.
Jeez, it's...
In Calhoun, not Looms, Calhoun, Iowa.
yeah.
When you just wrestle in front of 17,000 people, and then you go in front of 500 maybe.
But it was in St. Louis that the shoe got the boot got ripped off,
Yes,
the
I
heel?
remember that, yeah. Ain't no way to mess that one up.
And what was Kerry like now? You know, he went from being kind of
Kerry-
pampered when he worked for his dad in World Class. Now he was going to work for Vince McMahon in WWF. Certainly different circumstances. What was Kerry like in the WWF?
I loved him.
Yeah.
I loved him. I met him one time in Japan when I was at AWA. Me and Shawn both met him over there. I guess he was well taken care of, you know. Like you said, the family. You know,
Right.
They grew up in it. So there's a little bit of money. There's not a lot. So if you're going to try to kidnap one of my girls, it ain't going to work. Keep her. In fact, I'll give you a name. But I like Kerry a lot. I'm scared to tell this story, but I'll tell it anyway.
All right.
We were this thing. Come on, big ass birds. We in Tokyo went out to eat some sushi. Imagine that in Tokyo.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Yeah.
And red light. This is like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Tokyo's got 48 billion people. Was it me you talk about? They grow up. They can't go this way. They're out of land. They grow upwards. And we're there 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Later hours. And Kerry, I often wondered, did Kerry know what he was doing, or was he really that spacey? Is that a good word?
Yes, that is a good word.
Why are you looking at me like when you say it? You say I was looking at me when you said it. But damn it, Dan, you got me on the. You saw it. Kerry, we were. We'll stand up.
No, I don't think you should stand
Yeah,
up.
stay right here.
Yeah.
A red light or light, Tokyo, crowded as hell. I don't know about 7 or 8, whatever it was. And Kerry, me and Kerry were good friends. I'm next to him, and then we had Shawn, Jeff Jarrett, Coco. We had, a bunch of us going somewhere. And he nudges me and goes, "Watch this," because he was over in Japan. Oh man, Kerry, the whole Von Erich family owned Japan. But he goes, "Watch this." And I'm like, and he starts reaching down here. I'm like, I ain't gonna watch that. I mean, this is at a corner, like intersection, right? And he tells me to watch, and he's reaching down there. I'm like, "Come on, Kerry." I'm like, "I don't want to watch." And he pulled this thingling halfway out, maybe out. Oh, you know what? What's the United States? The eagle, bald eagle.
Yeah.
Man, send one. So anyway, he. I'm standing right next to him at a red light. People, probably a row of people in front of us. He leans back, psst, and he shot PP. You notice my boy, first of all, me talking about somebody's not here no more. But I love Kerry. We were close.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Kerry Von Erich started to urinate on the people of Japan?
He shot it. You didn't have to say it like that.
Well, I wasn't
I think
100% sure that...
I
that's
think they were just in the way. He was trying to get the you know how doggies get the fire hydrant?
Well, it's almost like the Bellagio fountains over there on the Vegas poster. I
You
mean,
never moved there. I told you.
he actually... Did the
Hey,
people
bro.
know they were being urinated on?
No, they were looking up. They were like, whoa, you know how they do. Whoa.
What did they think it was? Rain? I don't
Yes,
know.
they were looking upwards. And I'm over there trying not to bust out because I know it wasn't rain.
How long did it go on for?
Just 2 squirts.
Well, it's a hell of a Kerry Von Erich story. What was he like back in? Oh, that was in WWF when he
Yes.
he gave the golden
Oh,
shower
Warrior
in the
brought
land
him.
of the rising sun.
Warrior brought him in. Remember, for
Oh, Warrior helped.
Well, that was his like best friend. I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
You knew that? Yeah. Y'all know that? Yeah, Warrior and Eric Von Erich. Kerry
Warrior
Von-
didn't like many, but he liked Kerry apparently. Do you?
Who's Benny?
Kerry.
Liked.
No, Warrior didn't like many people, but he
Oh.
liked Kerry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I said that. Me, Shawn. Well, he didn't like Shawn at all. I'll take that back. Me, Jimmy Powers, and was it Paul Roma? I don't think he liked Paul Roma. Here's what Warrior would do. Remember I told you about the closet of a room,
Yeah.
and you have a chair in his bag, and there's no more room. See, I mean, he would take the, how you say it respectfully, maintenance closet. And you know, there's this much room. So basically, you say hello and leave, or you just stand there like a silo. And he was. I sat with him 'cause I liked him. I think he liked me. But it was like this. That door was open because it was going to be hot. There was going to be a lot of heat, you know, just from And people walk by. Hey, Warrior, how you doing? And now I've seen it because I sat in there with him. He goes, hey, how you doing, Bill Eadie? How you doing? And as soon as they walk on past, fuck you, you know, that kind of thing. To everybody that walked by, hey, Warrior, hey, how you doing? As soon as they got out the door path, fuck you, motherfucker. And since I knew that, I witnessed it. One time I walked by, and hey, Warrior, how you doing? Hey, Marty. And I walked by, and I stopped and backed up right where you, fuck. I was just playing. No, I caught her doing the same shit to me. I forgot what brought that story up.
When he was dressed, would he go out and ever mingle in the locker room, or he'd just stay in his little closet? No.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that one.
Couldn't help. What could you say? He stayed to himself.
Really?
That's why when he came
He
out
preferred to stay in a little tiny maintenance closet
didn't talk to the
rather
boys.
than go,
Yeah.
hang in a bigger locker room with the boys?
Yeah.
Really?
That's miserable, bro. That's
Oh.
got to be miserable.
But would he hang out with Kerry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved Kerry. And I don't want to speculate why. Because I don't know Kerry to be that way. Even if he is, it don't bother me. But
Was there speculation?
I don't even know if it was.
Oh, okay.
Well, for me, it's like, my speculation was, how come Kerry's the only one you let in the room? And you shut the door.
The door
you
would
shut
shut.
it with nobody else.
The door would shut.
Yeah. I loved Kerry, though. I loved the Warrior. Not like that, but I loved the Warrior.
Now,
Kerry was the biggest sweetheart in the world.
would Kerry travel with Warrior at all? Or?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever travel with Kerry on the road?
Yeah, but not Warrior.
No. Well, do you have any interesting, other than the Bellagio fountain incident in Japan?
How'd you
Any-
know about that?
You just
okay,
told us
Japan,
2.5
never mind.
minutes ago. Yeah.
You don't,
Any
No, 'cause
interesting road memories of Kerry Von Erich traveling around with him?
I know his brother David. No, David died.
He
over
died
there.
in Japan. Yeah.
Kevin, maybe.
He's alive. He's in Hawaii.
That's the only one alive.
Yeah.
One of his brothers died over there, and in St. Louis again, because they were huge stars in St. Louis. Sorry about my voice, y'all. And they were good. I thought they were good workers for a slow pace. For the 70s, yes. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that as an insult. I love the Von Erichs. Oh, by the way, to my Israel people, hey, call me later, Hadar. Hadar likes you, by the way.
Thank you, Hadar. I like you too.
She's a badass. She's a bodyguard.
Really?
From when I
Well, I need one.
And, yeah, she, okay.
Every time payday comes, I need a bodyguard to keep Linda away. But anyway.
So, where would we go? Something about bodyguarding before that.
Talking about Kerry.
Oh, Kerry, man, he, my Warrior loved him. They were, him getting hired, because WWE wasn't going to hire him. I wanted Von Erich to get mad at me. But I'm sure they know this. But just saying, they didn't want, and here was the reason, if I can go ahead and say this.
All right, let's hear it.
Do I?
I said, go ahead.
If Von Erichs made you nervous, you know, I mean, as a promoter, which I would never was, but I can only imagine, okay, if we hire one, we gotta hire a bunch of them, number one. Number two, what if they die on our watch?
Well, honestly, I mean, look,
And
5 out of the
they
6 are
did.
dead. Kevin's the only one left.
And that gave us a bit of a nervousness. No, I can't. Yeah, I can. I love you, Kevin. I love you boys. You got 2 boys
Yep,
in the
yep.
business, you know, yeah. But everybody, you know, the talk was, Kev, they thought you didn't care because all your brothers died and we thought you'd fall apart. But you kept your head high, shoulders back. Badass boy, that shit don't affect me. I saw that. Not that the shit don't affect you, but you stayed strong for your brothers. The other boys saw it as he don't have a heart. He don't give a shit. It happened in Japan.
David, the first.
Oh, that's where he died, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the third, the younger, the 19-year-old, he was 19 at the time, I think.
Didn't he committed
Japan.
suicide, didn't he?
One of
The
them
youngest
did.
one? Yeah, yeah. He wasn't in Japan. He
Oh, no,
really
not-
didn't even
we
belong
were
in
Japan.
wrestling.
No.
Oh,
we were-
you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
were in Japan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Kerry, you know, Kerry was with us, and it was the same tour actually. Poor Kerry was spurting pee-pee, you know, he was getting over the top because there were some of the boys in front of us, like Sonny and Skip. It was going over them and hitting the people.
No, they
there.
wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, they already done that. But so when they would look around, you got a couple, you know, family, you know, holding each other. Look. And me and
There was no rain in the forecast that day. Yeah.
You see the stars. But what was the question?
We're talking about you with Kerry in Japan, and he found out about the Chris.
There, you want to go ahead and tell it?
Sure.
Or wait till 90, when did it happen, 93-ish?
When Kerry died
Yeah.
or when the brother died?
No, when Kerry did.
Kerry was February of '93. Yeah.
Damn, we can't go wrong.
What was that now?
David was February 10th, 84, my birthday.
84.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that was when I first started. And it was, yeah. That was your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, that could really, and we can get into it more once we get closer to the time frame. But
Yeah.
Kerry could have turned into a disaster because he was with WWF less than a year before that happened.
Yeah.
That would
And
have
then
been one of the
was
first
for-
major deaths on their watch for an active talent. You know what I
guess
mean?
Yeah, I guess you're
For
right.
from a company point of view, it was
Yeah,
good
yeah.
they got rid of him when they did, because it would have looked awfully ugly to have him
Yeah, especially
shoot
with what was
himself.
coming,
yeah. While he was active on their roster.
Here's
You know
what
what I
I
mean?
heard. See if you heard the
Let's
same
see what we
thing.
got.
Out to the edge of the farm. He had a farm out in Texas. Shotgun, which means sort of like that love lady that had what's his name killed from Nirvana. Was it Kurt Cobain got killed? You look like. Did you ever work for MTV? Never. Okay. Well, anyway, Kerry, you look like good looking. I ain't into guys, but good looking dude, man. Turned the shotgun. Was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a shotgun?
Yeah.
When I think about this, which I don't know, conspiracy theory or whatever, but Courtney Love said, and why would she know? Took the gun, a rifle or a shotgun, whatever, and Pam blew herself out. Did I say Pam?
But why is there a conspiracy theory around Kerry Von
Some
Erich's
people-
death?
Oh no, that was for Kurt Cobain.
Oh,
a lot of people thought.
oh.
But same thing. I guess what I heard, what we all heard, and I don't want to cry on camera, but I might. But it was said to be he went to Edge's farm, and he has a daughter that either birthday or something coming up big, you know. So you would think as a daddy, not right now, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, I think he was going to do time. Isn't
jail,
that why
'cause
he did it? Yeah.
Because they found it's not even a big deal. They found 3 bricks of cocaine about this size, each brick, and they thought they didn't realize it's a bigger difference for personal use than selling.
Sure.
Right. And he tried to tell them I have.
They didn't realize how much he was using. Yeah.
But the 3 bricks, they called them birds at the time. 3 birds. Now he wasn't doing all that, but he wasn't a dealer. He wasn't selling. The boys, remember we talked about
but
that episode?
you don't have to try and sell me on that. I could easily see those 3 bricks being for him. But the police, not understanding the wrestling industry, looking at it as distribution.
They
Yeah.
got an attitude.
Well, usually when you find someone with that much cocaine, I could see the police having an attitude, but I don't
think
know.
I got carried. Here was the thing too. In Japan, we were squirting over top, and then people start, sitting there, and they're, whoa! I'm not making fun, but just that's the sound. Whoa! And they're looking straight up. There's stars up there. You really think that came from the star?
And did anyone realize it was him that did it? No. All right.
Not even once. He did it 2 red lights in a row. In our
Two. So wait a minute. These people got urinated on twice?
No, they might have turned up. He did it at 2 red lights, 2 intersections.
At
2
the
corners.
same, on the same
Not
street,
same
or
block, same street, yeah, the next block or 2.
So it might have been the same people in front of you.
No, because we were nervous about them. They took a right.
Oh, they.
But what was crazy too was Japanese people are smaller,
Yeah.
and I don't know why I would even bring that up.
Well, maybe it was easier for Kerry to target them.
Oh man, he arced. I mean, we all when we got to go.
Yeah.
We can, and that it'll arch. So you girls don't know this. Us guys we can shoot that up in the air.
Well, I've never tried to go in the air.
What do you do?
I try to aim it towards, the toilet.
For what reason?
All right, wrestling fans. Some interesting debuts, some comings, some goings. We'll continue our look at the summer of 1990 and the World Wrestling Federation. Barry Bonds and I will be back after this brief timeout.
Tickets are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com for our 20th anniversary Back to the 80s WrestleFest, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Mass. The World Wrestling Federation was live in Canton, Ohio, Friday, September the 2nd, 1988. In the opening contest, Scott Casey beat Sandy Beach. Jim Powers victorious over Iron Mike Sharp. In the main event, Brutus the Barber Beefcake defeated Outlaw Ron Bass. Dino Bravo with the win over Ken Patera, and the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, beat the Conquistadors. If you were in Canton live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our world-renowned Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston wrestling sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early, ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Here's your chance to own a piece of history from the 2020 WWE Draft. On the second night, October the 12th, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Alexa Bliss unleashed hell on Andrade and Zelina Vega. This limited edition 11x14 collector's poster is number 26 of only 50 made, personally signed by both The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, direct from friends at WWE. Comes with certificate of authenticity hologram on the poster itself, suitable for framing. You'll also receive a bonus autographed mystery photo and an on-air shout-out as our thanks to you. Get this ultra-rare autographed Fiend and Alexa Bliss poster now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Inside. It's Dan Marty. Marty Jannetty here as it is August. We're talking about August of 1990. Unbelievable. 31 years ago is the time frame we are talking about. Wow. Isn't that something? Yeah. At that TV taping, we were discussing the debut of Kerry Von Erich. It was the farewell.
Was that the debut?
That was his debut against Playboy Buddy Rose on that Saturday night's main event. It was time to say goodbye to Jesse the Body Ventura. He tried to set up his own, I think it was his own video game deal outside of the auspices of WWF, and Vince McMahon was dead set against anyone doing that, and it was bye-bye Jesse. Do you remember, did he have a chance to say goodbye to the guys?
Stuff. I love Jesse to death because he was fun, man. He'd be like me and you. He would rib you.
Jesse was a ribber.
Yes, and you'd probably rib him right back, and he would be okay with it as long as it's a good one. You know, it didn't cost him money. But I mean, he didn't like Vince, and he didn't like Vern. Gagne, sorry, I was talking to brother. He didn't. Now he might shoot me.
Who?
Jesse.
Well, he's in Mexico half the year, so at least you know you'd have 6 months of...
Yeah, but he was a sniper.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. What if he gets mad? Even though he loved me and I loved him. And my brother loves him, because they had the same job, I guess. My brother had to do it in Vietnam.
He was a SEAL?
No.
Oh, I think Jesse was a SEAL.
I think so, yes, he was. Because of Wayne Bloom, remember Wayne Detroit? No, I'm not going to tell that.
No, what happened with Wayne Bloom?
If you're a Navy SEAL, you're a bad ass. You're the best of the best, mentally, physically. And I love Wayne Bloom. Remember the Beverly Brothers?
Yeah. I know who you mean.
Remember the Beverly Brothers. Minneapolis was loaded with bad boys. You know, if you want to just go city against city, you're recruiting the Minneapolis boys, you're going to win. But even Flair lived there for a minute, didn't he? Minneapolis.
He was always billed from there for a long time, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think he was born in Tennessee, though, because he was adopted.
Or Carolina.
No, I think he relocated there. I'm pretty sure he was born in Tennessee, and his real name is Fred. Well, like someone else I know,
I am not
like someone else. I'm not going to name any names, but
I'm not ashamed of my name.
I'm not going to name any names.
Frederick.
But okay,
Yeah.
so what did Wayne Bloom have to do with Jesse Ventura?
He challenged him one time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It was Christmas Eve, or might even be New Year's Eve. A big holiday party. I think it was Christmas Eve. Not even Christmas Eve, but that weekend. That's when everybody throws the parties.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people thought Jesse was the Minneapolis boys.
Yeah.
Not the rest of us were like, no, he's a real deal. The Minneapolis boys didn't see it that way. Like, fuck him. We all bounced together. We beat up more people than he beat up. So Wayne, I guess they, drank a little bit. And when we were leaving, Wayne, the train, I love you, Wayne. Love you too, Jesse. I was just telling a story. Said something. I don't know what happened. We don't know why, but Wayne wanted to fight him. Come on, you seal, like you said, the seal. Come on, you seal. You look like a seal. Come on, you fucking seal. Jesse didn't do nothing, but he was there with his wife. Party situation, with a.
Keep going.
That sounds like a fart. Flatuation. How you say it? But anyway, what's that? We're good?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
But Wayne kind of challenged him in front of everybody. Who knows? Wayne's a bad boy. Jesse's a bad boy. So we're all like, oh no, because you don't want to see one of your friends get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt. you bystander, you're going to catch something. But thank God it didn't happen. But what we were surprised at is Wayne even called him out like that in front of people. But he was with his wife. We always ask, what if he wasn't been with his wife? Because you don't want to fight in front of your family.
Yeah. No.
And it was a Christmas party. What would have happened, though?
Did you guys get a chance to say goodbye to Jesse, or did everything with him happen behind the scenes?
When we got W at the time, EF, he was still announcing. And
right, but I'm talking about the summer of '90 when he left. Did he get a chance to say goodbye to any of the guys, or did it all happen behind the scenes and he just vanished? So he just, you never saw him.
Yeah, from '86, when AWA, he was big time, like we were talking about, with Gorilla or something. Or even Vince, he was good. But anyway, he would come out during the match in LA, which LA Arena held 18,000 maybe, 19. Did you ever go there?
Which arena? No, the sports arena? No, I had never
right
been
next to the memorial.
The LA Memorial Coliseum,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, right there. I think it was 18 or 19,000.
The LA Memorial Coliseum?
Yeah, the one next to it.
Oh, I see, the venue next door.
Yes.
Okay, now I understand what you mean.
Yeah,
I was thinking about the football stadium. Probably 18, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Snoopy Doggy came a few times. I'll tell that story later. But it wasn't that bad. But I mean, me and Shawn are out there, and this is when we're 88, 89. We're still new, kinda. And Jesse comes out to remember he was commentating. And he also did it, like in L.A., where they had the
Right at the house shows, yeah.
Yeah, in different languages like L.A. L.A. would have been for the Hispanic. And he walks out, and he looks at me, and he smiles. And, I mean, the place, me and Shawn are still getting, it was against the conquistadors. Y'all can Google this and see it. I seen everybody standing up, and I look at Shawn's got a headlock in the ring. I'm like, what the hell? Why is everybody standing? Here comes Jesse walking up to the table. It's very disrespectful, actually.
In the middle of the match?
Yes.
Huh.
Actually, right.
Any reason why?
He told me later.
What was it?
He didn't like Shawn. And I told him, I said, Jesse, do you realize I was there too? He goes, but it wasn't meant to you, and everybody knows it. I didn't know it.
So he came out to start his commentary work for the night in the middle of the match.
Had already started, and boy, did he swag on his walk there. So like I said, I see everybody standing up, and I look, Shawn just got a headlock. What's going on? Why? And we're going to have a good match with the Conquistadors, remember them? And I think, right?
Yeah.
And but what's going on? And then, you know, I'm like, it don't make no sense. You know, I've been studying, I don't know what's going on here. And looking, there's Jesse walking up. You remember he had that little...
Oh, he always had a wild outfit on. Yeah.
Tassel jacket and stuff. And I'm like, actually I got mad, because that's shitty.
Did you say anything to, where did you have the confrontation
In the
with
back
him?
after the match.
After the match?
Yeah.
And he said it was a slight toward Shawn.
Well, he said, brother, I brought more attention to you. That's how? Well, because him
How would
coming
that have
out,
brought more attention to you?
I guess in his mind.
Everybody was reading the
paying
program?
attention. Probably too. His genius just threw his last frisbee. But you remember that? He looks like my nephew Ray.
He looks like your nephew Ray?
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, Ray. Well, he was replaced in the booth by Roddy Piper instead of having that heel dynamic with Vince. Now this is summer of 1990 now. He had a wild Roddy Piper in that booth with Vince, and it was very different. The change, the soundtrack to the show, I guess, is one way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Roddy he still could whoop ass. People were still scared of him.
Well, I'm talking about his commentary. I mean, did you get a chance to even, well, you were on the road so much, you even get a chance to hear much of it?
Yeah, the only one was the Rumble. Royal
Rumble,
right. One. And I thought it was good. And that's the day he told us we were so upset about being curtain jerker, you know. And he goes, oh, brother, it's a good thing to, and you know how he does when he talks about the hair shaking. It's a good thing to be number one match. I mean, you can do everything and you're going to be all right. Don't worry about it.
Well, he was a medicine man.
We OD'd in Denver. Just care. I think he did a little bit.
A lot of medicine.
A little bit of a lot.
A little bit of a lot of medicine. You know, there was that story with the time he stuck
Shawn.
he kissed Shawn. I didn't know that one.
Well, here's something I shouldn't tell because he's not here to defend himself, number one. I loves him. I don't want it to come off.
Well, he might not have to defend himself if it's true.
And then secondly and thirdly and fourthly, there's a fourthly word?
Sure.
I don't know how to spell it.
Well, we'll make it one.
But, and I can't say this because Shawn's, you know, and Rebecca, he's got family. But this is way back before all
This
that.
was before religion, so all is forgiven.
Yeah, and before Roddy and I did a couple of these, yeah, I didn't want to. Gave him a two-piece.
Piper?
Extra crispy.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he apologized. He took the two-piece, and not that night, but the next day he apologized. Actually, it wasn't the next day. It was in Phoenix, Arizona, because we had TV taping, and Shawn quit. And
Shawn quit?
That's what he told me. I went back. I think I've told this 1,000 times. It was 1,001. I woke up after Shawn and I having a fight, if you want to call it that, and for y'all to be hung over, you know what this is like.
Him and Roddy Piper were kissing when you woke up?
Right, I'm gonna tell it correctly.
You sure it wasn't a dream?
This part I thought was.
All right.
I woke up, and, you know, it wasn't unusual for me to wake up with a girl I didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say it like that. So I looked over at the girl like, oh, fuck. Nothing's touching. I can get out of this one real easy. I'm easing off the bed. My pants were still on. I was happy about that. Well, they were on, but they were down. I don't remember all that. But I'm getting just like, be quiet. Don't wake that up. I mean, he had craters and stuff, you know, in the face.
Piper?
I didn't know yet. I just like,
Piper was laying next to you in the bed?
In the bed. What he did was save me from going to jail, you know, after me and Shawn's fight. Police had me cuffed. They wouldn't take me. You didn't know about this?
No, you told the story before about the fight, but I don't understand how Piper wound up in your bed.
It's not my bed, his room, his bed.
How did you wind up in Piper's bedroom?
I don't know. I woke up.
You don't even remember how you wound up?
Macho Man Randy.
Yeah.
Randy intercepted the police taking me. I'm cuffed.
Okay, that part we've discussed on the show, right?
You hear old Randy's like, Well, what's going on here?
So Randy saved you. He
Saved
signed
me
the
'cause
autograph
they wanted
pictures because he was
autograph, yes.
bleeding and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you go back to your room. Is Piper and Shawn? Is that where you saw them kissing, or
No.
no? Well, explain then.
So what had happened was, but anyway, wait, that we got to rewind.
All right.
Before all that, Shawn, Roddy, who I love to death, maybe loves, I loves him to death. We were in the room, three of us.
Yeah.
Roddy is a genius for the business. I'm all listening. I'm all ears. And we had 3 ring perks. Is that what we're calling them now?
3 ring what?
Perks.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. The girls,
rats to some that speak the wrestling
that's what-
English.
We're trying to fix that.
Okay, well, we've told the story before. So yeah, Piper was
Well, the kiss
Shawn.
came.
Shawn. The what? Oh, the
The
kiss
kiss came.
in front of the rats.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
ki-
because Ann told me, shit. I didn't mean to say, I'm not going to say Ann's name, but I actually dated her for more than 2 days. And she's the one that told me. She goes, Marty, you know they kissed. I'm like, no, there's a rumor and anything. Marty, we all saw it. And it was another girl, Georgia, who was from Alabama, was there, in Denver. And I mean, she's standing there when Ann, when Ann said, when Roddy, because Roddy was doing this, I saw this part running.
He was very touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just hugging. You're going to be a star. You're doing all that. And I'll give Shawn this. He was against the wall. He couldn't lean back no more because of the wall, but he's pulling back, you know. And we didn't want to disrespect Roddy, but I don't mean to take a dig from him. Sorry about the language, but they said, well, you know, Roddy put tongue in his mouth. I'm like, huh? No, he didn't. It was an accident. And Georgia.
Well, that's kind of a hard accident.
Georgia, Georgia.
Yeah.
If it had just been Ann, I'm not going to say her name, but if it would have been her only, I'd like, no, because she wanted to be with Shawn a lot. In fact, did a trade-off one night.
Really?
We'll talk about that. But,
A trade-off with Ann.
yeah, I gave Georgia up to Shawn for Ann. Ann liked doing, this is rude, but Ann, just being honest, I liked her
That's
more.
what the show was all about. Yeah, but what is it that
You
Ann
look
would like to
tired, man.
do?
You okay?
Yeah.
Does Danny he looks tired. Does he look tired?
I haven't
Oh,
looked
you know
good
him long.
since I was in the womb, but anyway.
Anyway, yeah, and I'm not gonna say her name so y'all know who I'm talking about, from Denver. Me and her, she's beautiful. I'm trying to think of somebody she looks like. I'll think of it later. But she, I supposedly had a kid with her at first. You know that, right?
Not
Did I
like
tell you that story? We're signing autographs and all the kids are around. We're going to McNichols Arena.
yeah.
And always, and still do, hate when a grown-up is pushing kids out of the way, reaching over their head. That happens a lot, believe it or not. And that's just shitty. And normally I won't sign it. But he's bowing kids' head, so I'm like, motherfucker, you get rid of him.
Yeah.
Sign it here, bitch. And he goes, whoosh, rips it apart. He goes, you've been served. Yeah, man. I'm like, huh?
Well, did he keep the
And
sign part of it?
I didn't want to read it
Yeah.
in front of all the fans. Like, man, that didn't sound good. I had no clue what he meant, right? But I'm going to read it in his dressing room. And when I read it in his dressing room, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Me and 4 other guys had sex with her that night. Why am I the one?
Who else was involved?
I'm not going to say
Not gonna
Coco.
say. But what is it that what is it that she liked to do?
Who, her? Oh,
Yeah, you said she had almost like Boston Annie. She had a special skill.
No, she was just a regular starfish.
Oh, you said there was something she liked to do.
You know the starfish fuck. Oh, say again?
You said
Well, she thought and I asked her, because I really liked her until then.
yeah.
I was like, and her name was Ann.
That's what I mean. I was confused for a
Yeah,
second.
no,
yeah.
it was different.
Yeah,
Ann
yeah.
from Denver.
Oh no, I understand now.
Now we start putting labels on them from which Ann, from what city. And I really liked
There's
her.
only one Annie. But anyway, with Ann, Ann said you had a child with her?
That's when I signed that thing. That's, then you've been served. I'm like, what the fuck? That don't sound good, but I ain't gonna do it. I'll read it later. And then I'm reading it like you have a child, and she named him too.
What did she name the child?
Wild.
Wild?
Yeah.
Wild Jannetty was the child's name? Well, maybe the perfect name.
I honestly don't remember what
Yeah.
the name was, but it was upsetting.
Now, did you ever find out what Gina named your child?
Yeah, she sings a song when she names it. She goes, "We started the tour out in Denver, Colorado."
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that C-section, let me tell you.
No, you are.
It's like that show, Unsolved Mysteries,
Wait a minute,
from back in the
C-section.
80s.
Ain't it crazy, a C-section, a C is like this, but when they do that, it's straight across. And the only reason I know that, well, I ain't gonna tell you.
All right.
Well, you could guess.
You can guess. All right, well, so
So Ann accused, well, it was in paper. And when I called my lawyer, I said, man, gosh damn. That was one of the few nights I didn't wear a condom. So I'm thinking, shit.
did you have to do a DNA test?
Well, this is what my lawyer said. He says, did you fuck her? I said, no. I'm sorry about the language. Did you have sex with her? I'm like, no. He goes, yes. He goes, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, I did. And he goes, no, you didn't. I'm about to get mad at him, right? He goes, no. If you if she claims you had sex and you say no, she has to pay for that, the test.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If I would have said yes, I did.
So they paid for the DNA test, and was it proven that it wasn't yours?
Well, it was me. I'm not going to say Coco or Shawn or three other guys, probably even Dustin Rhodes. I'm not going to mention their names that night, but it was like 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah.
And that's why when I saw her the next time, I was so mad about it. Why the fuck are you? It was 4 guys that night. Why me? She goes, because I like you and he looks like you.
Well, I think if it was Coco's, it probably would have been pretty easy to figure out if it was his.
Yeah.
But did you do a DNA test?
No, I didn't know. No,
They never tested you?
She did. She did. It ended up being her boyfriend, the guy she lived with.
So all that for nothing.
Well,
Did you ever have to go to court over it or not? Your lawyer handled it all?
I guess so.
All right, well, before we go,
Denver, Colorado.
since it came up, any thoughts on, did you think putting Piper in the position in the broadcast booth, was he a good guy to do it? I know he did it with Gordon Soley back in the early 80s.
He did. I know
Yeah,
that.
for
Was
a
it
brief.
good?
To be honest, it was kind of before my time.
It would be nice if you'd be honest.
Yeah, 83-ish, yeah.
Oh, we got 2 in Thor services. How you say that?
This is good. I finally found someone to take my place.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
waiting
yeah,
forever.
yeah.
I've been waiting forever.
You ain't not gonna slip anything
But,
in history by here.
Did you think, as one of the boys, did you like having someone like Piper in the broadcast booth putting you over?
I did, yeah.
Do you think he did a good job from what little maybe you heard of that he did it?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think he
'Cause
did a good
because-
job putting Shawn over in the hotel room?
Well, Ann and them said it looked passionate.
It was passionate.
Yeah, and we were,
Really? It was like a romance novel.
I
Piper,
mean,
when he had that long hair, what did he think? He turned into Fabio? Or?
You know, and I really don't want to say things that might be taken
Yeah.
as negative against a person that's not here to learn.
Well,
But-
if
whoa,
it was
whoa, whoa, don't mess
consensual,
up.
it's
Wait,
not a
wait, don't
bad
mess
thing,
up,
I
don't mess
guess.
it up. I'm
All right.
almost- Roddy loved his weed. Me and RVD loved our weed. Shawn liked the weed. A couple other guys liked the weed. Well, half the team liked the weed. And Roddy got that particular night was smoked up. Before, I don't know why he kept getting on to me. It felt like a setup in hindsight. Marty, you're gonna be all right. And he's rubbing my head too. Like, you're gonna be all right. And my hair.
Everybody was getting robbed.
Yeah.
Now, were the rats getting jealous?
They were all the line.
No
there
one was
3 of
touching them.
They weren't rats, they were perks. The perks were laid up against the bed watching this whole thing.
Now, see, I think you're going to confuse people by calling them perks. I think they're going to confuse that with
A lot of
the
wrestlers,
medicinal
here's
Percocet terminology.
Here's how wrestling started at carnivals. I mean, a sideshow to carnivals, and that's why they talk carny. And it evolved to like, man, we're selling out fairs. Let's get to Brown County Arena. And it kept moving up. But the way it started, humiliating the people that came to see it, because some of them didn't have teeth.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't have hair.
The rats?
The fans. I knew you. I love y'all, no matter what.
All right, well, Piper was good in the broadcast booth. That night in the hotel room, you were getting some attention. Sean got attention, but the groupies didn't get attention. Clean the mess up with the swatter.
Yeah, I love y'all, all y'all.
We're running out of time, so clean it up, baby.
Okay, so question. Yeah, what had happened was Shawn and Roddy, Roddy and I are getting educated by, because Piper was smart, and he's grabbing Shawn.
He was educating you all right.
Hey, do what?
He was educating you all right. He was reliving his days when he was working out in L.A. and San Francisco when Lord Alfred Hayes and Patterson were chasing him around.
I had heard things, but I didn't believe it till that night. And he's rubbing Shawn like, oh, you're going to be so good, you're going to be so good. Well, Marty, and he would like, he loved me. Not like that, stop it.
Yeah.
We got to work on you, Marty. He was a little rough around the edges. And because of Roddy, oh man, I welcome, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, like Shawn, so good. And here he goes again, right? He's actually got him back here. And he's right in his face. Like this fly swatter is Roddy, they're right here.
They were that close?
Yes.
So maybe Ann from Denver was spot on.
She wasn't there.
Oh, I thought you said Ann was the one that saw the two of
the
them.
one that has 13 of my kids. Or says she did.
Okay.
Then,
She was there?
Yes, she was.
But another Ann.
And Georgia.
Georgia Ann was there.
Georgia, Sabrina, here's the three girls.
There was Denver Ann,
Yes.
Georgia Ann, and of
From
course
Denver.
the icon here in Boston.
It was
Hojo Ann.
three of my favorite perks. We got to explain.
Okay, we got to clean the story up. We're almost out of time. So what happened?
Here's what happened. Though. Roddy took to Shawn a lot, and Shawn, in Shawn's defense, when Roddy would do the whole hair, and right here, you're gonna be so good. And I'm looking at it. I must have been drinking, because I didn't think that was a problem or something. Because I would have stuck my hand in there like, no, because I'm kissing him. No. But it was the girls after the fight and all that shit, if you want to call it a fight.
So while the police were trying to drag you out of the hotel and you were saved by Randy Savage, Roddy Piper started to make out with Shawn Michaels in front of the three rats.
This was even before we got into
Oh, this was even before?
Yeah.
Well, where were you?
Right there.
But you didn't see it?
No.
Well, what were you looking at?
Oh, I was behind them. It was like a stack of three.
Oh, they had a different...
Shawn just flashed water. It was Shawn. Roddy's right there face to face. I'm behind him, a little pissed off because Roddy's telling me, hey,
jobbing
Shawn,
you out a little.
Yeah. And I'm standing there thinking, well, what do we do? Because you don't talk business in front of girls.
Right, yeah.
And I even said that. That's what started it. Because he turned to me, but when they were like this, they were all in the bed.
Yeah.
Three of them, there were three sitting side by side.
They wanted to be robbed.
Possibly, and they got rubbed. But Ann told me, Roddy stuck his tongue. I said, didn't it appear to be gay to you? Nothing against that. I got no problem.
I don't know how other way you'd take it, but...
Well, and again, nothing against the LBGQT10 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, close.
But was it close? But back then you could say what you're trying to say without getting sued and called a racist and a misogynist and all that stuff. But what's a misogynist?
But we gotta go.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Come on.
So they're right here, and Ann said, I asked him, did it look gay? Didn't it look like they were gonna kiss? She goes, they did kiss, Marty. I'm like, no, because Shawn never leaned forward. and he's against the wall. He couldn't back up no more, right? He's against the wall. And now, hey, there's a hope Ronda Rousey don't get mad at me, but I mean, Roddy was aggressive with Shawn, giving Shawn his props. He couldn't go no further, right? The wall's right here. And I did see, I saw that from before the wall. It was great, Shawn. You got to. But the girls were sitting to a side angle. I was behind them. And they were like tongue in the mouth when Roddy says, because there was a point where Shawn couldn't go no further back, and I'm thinking, Shawn, man, damn, I ain't never seen you like this. I heard Shawn say, I am a man, you know, to Roddy.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Really? He said, I am a man.
Yeah, I am a man, you know. This is exactly what he said.
Did we clean it up? Is that pretty much it, or is there any more?
That's what happened. That
All
was
right,
a real
well.
deal Holyfield.
Well, and we have Roddy Piper in the broadcast booth, and he wanted to get Shawn in a booth of his own. And there we go on another great episode of Wrestling Inside His Body with Marty.
A&E.
What about her?
You know what to do.
Baby. For my fly-swatting friend Marty Jannetty, he's got the swatter right now.
Big
On the
fly.
next episode, we're going to be talking about the return of Sergeant Slaughter. How about that for a little rhyme?
What do you think he's doing now?
Measuring his jaw. We'll see you next week
is
on
out
Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Good night.
In the arena.
Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.